Got this steering rack. It's been sitting on this bench for a couple of months actually. Could even be longer. But all these ball joints are rebuildable on these cars. So basically what I want to do today is make that look and work like a new one. So we'll see how we go. First thing I'll do is cut these old boots off. And I'll probably get these rack ends off. Give those a big clean, good clean. Get this, see if we can get this thing apart, see what it's like inside. Might need a new bearing or whatever. Let's see what we can do with it. Definitely needs to clean the paint. Well, it's pretty standard setup. There's a little lock thing there. You just lift that up. There's one on each side, and I should be able to undo that, and that should come off. Same with that side. We'll see. What's happened here? I've undone that, but it's actually pulled the rack end apart. There's all the guts of it there. So I've pulled this ball joint off. I'm going to try and put this back on, see if I can get it to move. Because it's actually quite stuck there, and if I can't get that off, I can't get this out. So I want to try and get that out and clean in there, and put fresh grease and hopefully a new bearing in there. It wasn't easy, but I managed to get one of those ends off, the complete end. So I've got one off this. I don't have to get this end off. I can slide it out this way. So I'm probably going to leave that on. It just doesn't want to come off. So one ball joint's apart, and the other one, they're both apart at the moment, but I'll assemble one. It's the left one, and the right one will be left apart, and this stuff here will get sandblasted, not the end bit, this stuff here. This will all get cleaned. I've got new rubbers for those, so they'll just get repacked. And yeah, they're pretty basic, those things. I've been told you can rebuild them, but we'll see what happens. I've got new rubbers for that. I don't have them here, but we do have them. They're over at my son's in-laws in Japan. They're coming here in February. They're bringing the starter motors and a few parts we've bought. Anyway, I'll keep going. I've got to pull this centre out now. I'm just going to assemble this, and then this stuff's going in a part wash. It'll get sandblasted and painted, and reassemble the whole thing. I think it's probably better to have it like that anyway, because I know that's the right side. I've taken both off. When I put this back together, yeah, possibly I put it in the wrong way, I don't know. I've never pulled one apart. But next thing I've got to do is undo this. You can see some thread there, but there's actually a split pin here, so I've got to get that split pin out and then see if I can undo that and pull this out. I'm sure there's a bearing in there. I can see a seal right there, so probably get a new seal and a new bearing. I'm going to have to come up with some sort of a tool to turn that around and see what I can do without going too much trouble. Well, this is a tool I've had to whip up to undo this. It's in there, and I've used that big long bar. They put that on the end there. I've already cracked it off. I know it's loose, so that goes in there like that. I just didn't want to undo. Now that's undone. One Honda 600 rack, whatchamacallit, undoer. Turned out good. I had to, it kept bending, that's why I had to brace it there. So, yep, all done. It took me half an hour. Well, there's that bit out. Now I've got to undo this here. I can push that, I can feel there's a spring in there. You push that down. So I've got to make sure this doesn't go flying. That's the next thing, is undo that circlip. And there's something in there that you've got to pull out. There's something down here too, so we'll see what that is. I think that's just like a seat for this thing to sit into. Well, I've got that off. The circlip, this cover, and then a spring. There's a little piston thing that goes down in there. I've got to try and get that out. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's coming. That looks like it'll come out, so. Hang on, what are the odds of that? That screws straight on there. This slide hammer part. So I just whacked it, boom. I'll pull that out with a slide hammer. What are the odds of that? First try, bang, straight out. Might be able to save that bearing. I'll give that a wash and see what it's like. There's that. This should just slide out now. Just pull that out now. Yep, it comes straight out and wash all that, clean all the inside. It's officially pulled apart. There's just this little piston thing in here I've still got to get out, but that'll come out. See how it's all full of shit? It's 50-year-old grease. So I wanted to clean the whole thing right out. Anyway, I can't believe that thing screwed to that. That's awesome. Makes up for the mucking around I did making that last tool. I can't believe that fit. It's the exact same thread as this little thing here. It's like an easy out. But really, these, if you work on cars and you haven't got one of them, they don't cost much. I highly recommend go buy one. Fix all sorts of stuff with that. Little brass bush or whatever the hell it's made of. Looks like brass. Just tapped out. So now the thing is completely pulled apart. Just get some of that, that used to be grease. I've just got as much of it as I can out. And then I'll throw this in the parts washer, give it a good clean and all that. And this will get sandblasted and painted, and I'll put it back together. And then that can go on the car. Right, there's the rack all pulled apart. What I'll do is I'll let this soak overnight. I've got most of the shit out, but there's probably a little bit of stuff in there. I want to just probably dissolve if I leave it overnight. We give that a clean and that. So, filming. This stuff still needs cleaning. All that needs cleaning. That'll get done. I just want to get this painted first. Yeah, that's enough for today. That's going to just dissolve overnight. That whatever's in there, that's sitting in the part washer overnight. Just decided I might as well get a new bearing and a new seal. 6203 and the seal's 2435/8. I'll get them, might as well. I'll sandblast that housing tomorrow and the rack ends and the ball joints, and put the thing back together on Monday. I'll paint them tomorrow and probably put it back together on Monday. I'll do this video in 2 parts so it's not so long. So this is part 1. Part 2 will be putting it back together. Anyway, thank you.